Hello boys and girls, Ultimate Hero here, and I'm a little irritated. I did record this monthly update. Yes, welcome to the monthly update of May. Yeah, we're about halfway through the year now, almost. Next month we'll mark that landmark or whatever, or milestone, I guess. Anyway, with that, it also means my birthday is not too far off. It's about 2 months away, which is pretty crazy, but with my birthday approaching means the hatred of summer. I hate summer. I digress. Anyway, let's get started. I originally had this all done, but apparently when I was trying to save it, the computer decided to be a derp and crash out on me. I'm looking at you, damn tower, but I gotta make do with this until I get a new computer, which, who knows when that'll happen? I don't know. But anyway, I'll try to get through this all as quick as I can, because I don't want to really do this again and again and again. But anyway, so what did I get for games? Nothing really, but I did start playing Sims 2 from Kelsey. Thanks to Kelsey for giving the game to me. Well, you can see why, since she's got Sims 3. Sims 2 is practically useless, so I may as well give it some more use until I get a new computer so I can get Sims 3 for myself. And yeah, I'll probably be playing the hell out of that. I haven't played it as much because recently I've been I marathoned FMA or FMA Brotherhood, or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Honestly, it was a lot better than I thought it would be. I mean, the original FMA was good, but the ending, just a little, could have been done better. Everything else about it was great, but just the ending of the original FMA is just, you could have done better, guys. I wasn't satisfied as, not really satisfied with the original FMA. But, I probably should rewatch it again just so I can make an accurate comparison between this and Brotherhood, because Brotherhood does follow the manga. And I think how it ended, I found it to be much more satisfying than the other one. I did feel actual, like, you know, some relativity and some attachment to some characters, because really, well, I think my favorite, as generic as it, among the male cast, it's, I want to say it's Roy Mustang, actually. First I was thinking, is it Edward? I was like, nah. When I think about it, I think I like Roy Mustang a lot more. Besides, the finger snaps is amazing. Finger snap and you burn. Oh god. And actually, this is another surprise. My woman favorite character, female favorite character, is he's a Hawkeye. I like those two characters the most, really. I do like Winry, Edward, Alphonse, who else? Oh yeah, and Greed. Yes, Greed was awesome. That was another thing. Greed, like, if you want to know a clear difference, just pay attention to the character Greed. That's all you need to know. See about 2 or 3 episodes of when Greed appears, when he first appears, and you will see a clear difference. It's like, I already noticed when it strayed from the original storyline, or from the, or I can tell when where FMA really strayed, because I saw the original FMA first. But this one was a lot more serious. Some people say it's the other way around. Like, here's the arguments I've heard from both sides. The original FMA was like a less satisfying ending, but good overall. But a good, going through it all until the end. And in this one, it's almost reverse, which is really weird. I hear people saying that it wasn't, that it was trying to be funny in Brotherhood. It's like, really? Like, I'm gonna be honest. I found the original FMA trying to be funny much more than Brotherhood. Brotherhood is kind of like more of an abridged, just trying to stick with the manga straightforward and go through it. I mean, there are funny moments, yes, there are. But I found the other one trying to be funny more. But that's just me. I mean, come on. Do I have to freaking put in the example? Fine, you know what, I'll do it. I'm putting in the example.
That's a stupid question, Havoc. I say it because it's true. And when I'm sure, there will be changes. That day, all female officers will be required to wear tiny miniskirts!
You're a miracle, Mustang! I'll follow you for the rest of my life!
Yes! Respectable valor! Respectable muscles!
Okay, yeah. There you go. There's your reminder of why I think FMA Brotherhood is a lot less serious than the original. It's a shame. I was looking forward to seeing that scene in Brotherhood, but it didn't happen. That or I missed it, which I don't think I did. Either way, I really like Brotherhood. Its openings are amazing, except for the fourth one. I didn't really like the fourth one that much. It's still good. It's still really good, but I just prefer the other ones. Like my favorites between 3 and 5. The third opening is Golden Time Lover, and the fifth one's Rain. I prefer Rain more. It has a more angsty, saddened feel, and I like it a lot. Ironically, I first heard that song like an English fan dub from Shadowlink 4321. But nevertheless, it's actually getting hot in my room. Thankfully, I have a drink, but I want to finish this quickly because of the heat. But regardless, I'm definitely gonna give it a review. It ain't no perfect 10 out of 10, that's for sure. If I have to give it a review right off the bat, I think I'd give it like a 9. That and FMA, they both get 9s, because there are some things I feel that they kind of lacked. For me, for Brotherhood, the only thing I think I found a bit lacking was I wish it could have gone on to be a little more. I think they could have explained a little more stuff to me. Because there are some things I'm still a bit confused about. I can't really think of them off the top of my head, or really, I wanted to see maybe at least one more episode. I would have loved a 65th one. Because on how it ended, it just time skipped. And I kind of wanted to see a little more. Like, I mean, they did at the final credits, you see how some of the characters are doing in the pictures. But that's it. I wanted to see some characters, you know, not grow up, but I wanted to see like some of their goals actually met. Because you hear some characters, I'm not saying their names in case for spoilers, because I will mention them in the review, but there will be a point where I say, yeah, here's the spoilers, that's it. Like, if you don't want spoilers, this is where you want to stop. Like, this is where you want to get off. But, there are some characters with these goals, and it's like, I mean, you see some of them reach it, but I wanted to actually see them, you know what I mean? Like, they have a little scene where it gets accomplished. You don't just see the future of it beyond the accomplishment. I wanted to see it as it happened. Make any sense? I mean, here's an example. Here's one obvious one. This is not really a spoiler because the guy fucking says it within the first 5 minutes of his debut. Roy Mustang wants to be Fuhrer. And it's like, I would like to see him actually become that. You don't, and I don't really know if he actually does or not. But I'm kind of glad. I'm talking about Brotherhood right here. I'm not talking about the other one. I'm talking about Brotherhood only right here, obviously. It's like, I wanted to see if he actually did or not. They kinda hint at it, but it's like, is it? I can't tell. I know the Fuhrer has to wear a hat, like a certain hat, or I know there's like an X amount of stars on his jacket, but I can't really tell. Anyway, that's enough talk about FMA Brotherhood. Overall, at the end of the night, I had a much better taste in my mouth than the original FMA. But they're both good. That's why I give them both the same rating, because they both had their ups and downs and they balance each other out. If I have to say, the original FMA I consider an AU, like if things were different. That's what I basically consider the original FMA, just like if a certain scenario changed, look how drastic it would be. That goes to show with the butterfly effect theory. If you change one thing, so many things can go differently. Like in this case, like the Persona 3 Portable is based off of that. Where if you change the main character's gender, so many things changed. For example, she social links with everybody, not just the girls. She social links with Junpei, Akihiko, Shinji, even Koromaru. She goes into different clubs, and she's treated differently compared to Minato. So just think about it. It's just like, I'm pretty sure we've all thought this. What if we were the opposite gender? In my case, what if I were a girl? What if things would be different? Would I have a different set of friends? Like Minako, her closest friends were really, it's kind of a tie between, Yukari hands down. He's kind of like Yukari and Aigis. While for Minato, I think it was just really Junpei and kinda Akihiko. Kinda. But, I mean, it's kind of just gender specific, but among the, if you switch up the genders, Minato's closest friend was Yukari. And I guess you might want to say Aigis, but Aigis really kind of forced herself on him, because, you know, my highest priority is to be with you. That jazz. And as for the Minako, or female protagonist, Junpei, hands down. Junpei. But yeah, it's kind of basically the same. They have the same set of friends, but it's how they're treated is really different. You notice it within the first few minutes of the game. But I should know because I'm actually playing through Portable now. But I'm playing mostly through the guys. I do touch the girls, on the girls' story a little bit, but I'm not gonna bother anymore until I finish the guys' side. Then I'll start live vlogging it on Tumblr, maybe. Anyway, enough of that. We're rambling on. Pokemon Colosseum and Extigula Darkness votes. Let's get that out of the way now. I've been waiting for this, yeah. Anyway, so what's done is done. Colosseum wins. Putting it bluntly, I picked it because, let's be honest, Extigula Darkness won in terms of voting by a handful. But yet Colosseum wins. Now don't get mad at me yet. Don't try to ravage me yet. I don't need to die yet. I have a right to at least explain myself. I did try recording. Yes, I recorded both. I recorded over an hour for each side. However, I did not feel as comfortable playing through Extigula Darkness as I did Colosseum. The only reason is because, as I said in the past, I would have to deal with having to explain what this reference is. Like, if this is referencing the past, I might have to explain some of it. And it's like, I don't want to. It's like, oh yeah, this is a reference to the past, and I would expect you all to piece it together. But I don't want to say it because of, well, what if people haven't played this game, and I don't want to spoil Colosseum for them. But normally I don't care for spoilers, but there's some that I know I have to deal with. Like, I don't want to explain. So there's a big difference between having to play LP already Colosseum and not, because I would feel more comfortable doing it had I already LP'd Colosseum. So that being said and done, I hope you all understand. So yes, I did record Extigula Darkness for you all, as I promised you would, because that's what won. Well, I basically promised I would record which one would win, and I did. However, I did not enjoy it, so I said, oh well, I'm gonna do Colosseum then and try that. And I did enjoy recording Colosseum, so I'm pretty sure you all should understand. I trust you all, but I please understand, guys. I will try to make Colosseum as great as I can. No editing, of course, not too much drastic editing, unless it's funny editing, but regardless. The last thing I have to note in mind is the character analysis. I've had Yukiko's done and ready to go, but when I uploaded it, it just cuts it. It's doing this again, like what it did with Naoto. And I noticed this as I upload. It's like, what's with the time? It's supposed to be 34 minutes. Yes, this is a lengthy one. Because I go on a whole rambant part about why I think the Yukiko-Chie relationship doesn't work and why it doesn't make sense, and it would be really non-canon if things were different. It would not last at all. Trust me on this. But anyway, I digress. I'm gonna put it up through Vegas and render it later. Actually, I'm gonna render the monthly update first, and then I'll render that. So I'm just gonna put it through Vegas. I'm tired of Camtasia being a little bitch right now, and I'm probably gonna have to render the next one, the Soji Seta Yunarakami, which, let me explain that one too now that I'm on the subject. That one is gonna be a lot harder to do than you would expect. I have to, like, okay, let's just remember the first part of the rubric. The first part is the character's personality, so I have to explain Soji's, of course, since he came around first. Home field advantage, I guess. Anyway, next up, then I gotta explain Yunarakami's personality. And then I gotta, right after that, the special for these two is the compare and contrast between them. However, it's pointless to do that all in one big bulk, so I should explain it when it's relevant. So right as I finished finish explaining the personalities, then I gotta compare and contrast. So I have to compare how they're both alike and say how they're both different. And then gotta go to the next part, which is why are they the Arcana and what do they represent. Even though they're both obvious, and it's really obvious to explain that, I still gotta go to the compare and contrast and how they handle it. Or especially when we go to something like their revelations. Even though they don't have a social link, for the protagonist's case, it's how they grow in through the plot. However, remember, they don't actually have a social link, so theirs is going to be a bit different. The only one that's staying true for now is the personality. The Arcana, I don't really need to explain it, except... And then here's the thing. Arakami has a shadow, however, Soji does not. And further, I might have to actually delay this until the manga is complete. Why? Because this group on Tumblr called White Flower Translations, if you want, look them up if you have a Tumblr, they are translating Persona 3 and Persona 4's mangas out right now. They've done about 2 chapters for Persona 4 or Persona 3, and they've just done 1 for Persona 4. If you guys are translators, are really good translators for Japanese, and I'm just asking this just in case somebody here does. You never know. If any of you are good translators, they need one for Persona 4. Otherwise, it's going to come out slower than Persona 3, because that's why Persona 3's had much more progress. They've gotten the majority of the scans up till now, so they can work on it. I think they just lack a couple scenes, but they think they can get them by the time they're relevant. I think it's the Shadow Risei fight, but anyway. If you're a translator, go and apply for them. I would really be happy if anybody I knew, or if you know anybody that does, ask them, see if they're up for it. They just need some... That's all they need. Otherwise, they're perfectly set for going. They're still going to translate, but it's just going to be harder. It's just going to be harder to do so. So, anyway. So, aside from that, that's what... let me get to my point. If you know what this means, they're getting to do... they're getting to update Soji and all that, and all of them moving about. Because, mind you, I would have to explain Soji with what very little we had to go off of, because the manga only goes as far as, excuse me, I had a cough, but anyway. Let's start over again. So what this means is that Soji, we're gonna possibly see Soji get a personality change, especially perhaps in November, but anyway. We're gonna have him you're probably gonna see some character development within him. And that's what I need for this. Otherwise, I'd be explaining off a very limited, and I want to be as updated as I can be. So, the Soji and Arakami character analysis might get delayed for quite some time. I don't know. But, so it's just Yukiko's that's left aside from him. And I don't want to do one side and then do the other. Then I have to make a third video for comparing and contrasting all of them, and I don't want to do that, so yeah. That's pretty much how it's gonna go, guys. I'll get to Yukiko's character analysis probably a day or two after this one, and then I'll put up the first part of Pokemon Colosseum a day or two after that. So Colosseum might appear on the 5th or 6th, I don't know. We'll see, but that's pretty much all I wanted to put out there. Excuse me. So, thank you all for understanding. So, if you have any questions for me, feel free to leave a comment down below asking me whatever, be it about Colosseum. I'm sorry for those that wanted XD Gala Darkness, and even though it won, I still chose Colosseum in the end. I already said, guys, it's all up to me in the end, and I don't want to make... I didn't want your opinions to feel, or your votes and opinions to feel worthless. They did have an impact, for as I already said, I did try recording XD Gala Darkness as I promised I would, but I just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. So please understand that. I hope you all of you who voted for XD will watch Colosseum. I would appreciate that as always. So anyway, that's gonna be it. So until next video, stay gold.